I woke up this morning not feeling that well, but seeing this really great news that the ICC, the International Court of Justice, seeks arrest warrants for Israeli PM, three Hamas leaders for war crimes. ICC seeks arrest warrants against Sinwar and Netanyahu for war crimes over the October 7th attacks and Gaza war. So this is from mainstream media, which I don't think you're really getting like the full reality of the situation in this. Netanyahu is obviously the prime minister of Israel, and Sinwar is obviously the leader of Hamas. I prefer to get my information from Let's Talk Palestine because it seems to be more directly on the ground. But it says, International Criminal Court seeks arrest warrants for Israel and Hamas officials. The ICC chief prosecutor applied for warrants for Netanyahu and Defense Minister Gallant and Hamas leaders Sinwar, Hanaya, and Al-Dief for several war crimes and crimes against humanity. This would make it extremely difficult for Gallant and Netanyahu to visit allies like EU states, Canada, Jordan. But Hamas leaders are already blacklisted by the West, so they would be practically unaffected. The warrants may mark a new stage in Israel's diplomatic and political isolation, straining Western ties and legitimizing arguments of Israel's criminality, which may fuel more divestments and sanctions. It's also a clear threat to other Israeli officials and IOF soldiers. The first thing I want to say is that I think that this is really good news. Because it's proving that the world sees how evil and terrible what Palestine is going through by the hands of Israel, and that we can believe our lying eyes. But my concern is that why is it so few officials on the Israeli side that are being targeted, when so many of them have spoken like blatantly about their genocidal intent? So that to me is one part. And the second part is like, go ahead. Like if you want to arrest the Hamas people who did those crimes, totally arrest them. That's fine as well. But I wonder like why it's like there's like fewer Israeli people being sought after for arrest. And the other thing is the judges would have to agree with this. Like the judges would have to say that they believe that this is true in order for this to even go through. America is a very powerful country. Obviously, we're the most powerful country in the world, and I wonder how much sway we can have as, a judge in the ICC to say no to these arrest warrants. And I think if America did that, it would completely disintegrate the validity of international laws and the international court. It would just make it a joke. And I think most people who pay attention to these things are already starting to think that international laws are a joke, and that that America can just do whatever it wants with impunity because it's never been punished. All that is to say, when I say America, I mean Israel, because America and Israel are the same. I can't believe that we're over 7 months and over 200 days of just consistent, awful crimes against humanity. And it's finally at a time where there might be some arrest warrants happening when thousands of people are dead. Thousands of children, thousands of women, thousands of men, and, complete cultural decimation has happened to these people. All of their universities have been blown up. All of their schools are blown up. Their places of worship have been blown up. There's no hospitals. And our government has so far let that happen for 7 months because, again, there is no Israel without America. So everything that they do, we are complicit in, right? We pay for Israeli schools, so the kids get to go to school for free. Like they get free education. They also get universal health care, and then they get to be genocidal maniacs completely on the American dollar, right? We don't even get health care, or we all have $60,000 student loans, but our tax money can go to a foreign country to have them pay for their genocidal fantasy, and have that play out. And we're doing that now. And finally, the rest of the international world is seeing that it's evil and they're doing something about it, which I think is a really good thing. But I'm so disheartened and disenchanted by America right now and just the world in general. But this is very hopeful news, and I hope that they actually do get arrested, and they actually do see something for these horrible criminal crimes. These criminal crimes. I mean, these fucking atrocities. They're atrocities that these people have done. And I hope they see some sort of justice because it's disgusting. I don't know how we're ever going to heal from these horrific tragedies that we've seen and just the consistent and persistent traumas that we've all seen. I mean, I say this as the human collective, and I can't imagine what the people of Palestine must be feeling after 78 years of, I think 76 years, I don't know, fewer years than my grandparents have been alive, right? 76 years of just, complete torment, and, being displaced from where your home, and, people coming in and taking your land and all of this other stuff, and culminating in just the complete decimation of their culture, their identity, and their homeland. It's absolutely disgusting, and I can't imagine how we can heal from this or go on from this. Because the last time there was a genocide, obviously, there's the 1994 genocide in Rwanda, obviously, that took a lot of radical forgiveness and, for them to get to where they are now. But I think with this situation, I don't know what the future is. I don't know what the future holds. And I don't know if America will let the ICC charge these people. I think that this could be a situation where they completely America's nope, these are people, and they just completely knock over the UN. I could easily see that happening. And it's really good news, but I personally just don't have a lot of faith in it. I don't have a lot of faith that anything is going to happen like that. But hopefully, it's good. It's good. I think it means that the tide is turning and that people are starting to understand how awful things are over there. So there's that. Bye, guys.